From the birth of a nation to the rise of a global power, the history of the United States is a story of vision, struggle, and transformation. It is a journey that began with a dream, the belief that freedom and opportunity could build a new world unlike any other. 1. The early foundations. Long before the first settlers arrived, the land we now call America was home to vibrant native civilizations, the Iroquois, the Cherokee, the Navajo, the Sioux, each with rich cultures, languages, and traditions deeply connected to the earth. Then came the Europeans. In the early 1600s, explorers from England, Spain, and France crossed the Atlantic, seeking new lands, wealth, and power. The English colonies grew along the Atlantic coast, from Massachusetts to Georgia, laying the foundation of what would one day become the United States. But this new world was far from peaceful. The colonists' desire for independence clashed with the power of the British Crown. Taxes, trade restrictions, and political control led to unrest. And finally, Revolution and independence. In 1775, the American Revolution began. Ordinary farmers, merchants, and thinkers stood up to the might of the British Empire, led by men whose names would become immortal: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams. 2 years later, in 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, a bold statement that all men are created equal, and that liberty was worth fighting for. After years of brutal war, America won its freedom. In 1787, the Constitution was written, a document that would define democracy itself. It established a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But even then, freedom was not for everyone. Slavery, inequality, and conflict still haunted the young nation. 3. Expansion and division. The 19th century saw America grow at a breathtaking pace. The Louisiana Purchase doubled its size. Pioneers moved westward, driven by dreams of land and prosperity. The era of the Wild West, railroads, factories, and cities transformed the landscape. Yet beneath the progress, tensions grew. The question of slavery divided the North and South, until the conflict erupted into one of the bloodiest wars in human history, the American Civil War. From 1861 to 1865, Americans fought Americans. Over 600,000 lives were lost, but in the end, the Union prevailed, and slavery was abolished. The war changed the country forever, forcing it to redefine what freedom truly meant. For industrial power and global influence after the war, the United States entered a new age, the Industrial Revolution. Steel, oil, and electricity fueled a booming economy. Immigrants from around the world arrived by the millions, seeking the American dream to build a better life through hard work and hope. By the early 20th century, America had become an industrial giant. But with power came responsibility. When Europe plunged into World War I, the United States joined the fight for democracy. And though victory came, the world soon faced even darker days. 5. The Great Depression and World War II. In 1929, the stock market crashed, plunging America into the Great Depression. Millions lost their jobs, their homes, their hope. But through leadership, resilience, and the New Deal reforms, the country endured. Then came World War II. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, the United States entered the global conflict and became the decisive force that turned the tide. By 1945, the war ended, and America emerged not only victorious, but as a superpower. 6. The Cold War and civil rights. The following decades were marked by rivalry with the Soviet Union. The Cold War, from nuclear tensions to the space race, the world held its breath. At the same time, a different battle was being fought at home, for civil rights and equality. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X inspired millions to demand justice and end segregation. Their courage reshaped America's moral landscape forever. 7. Modern America. As the 20th century ended, America entered a new era of innovation. Computers, the internet, and technology transformed every part of life. The United States became the center of global culture, from Hollywood to Silicon Valley. But challenges remained: terrorism, inequality, climate change, and political division. Yet through every test, the spirit of America endured, the belief that progress, no matter how slow, is always possible. 8. The ongoing story today. The United States stands as one of the most diverse nations on Earth, a place where ideas, cultures, and dreams collide to create something constantly evolving. Its story is not perfect, it never was. But it is a story of resilience, of people who dared to believe in freedom, even when the odds were against them. From 13 small colonies to a nation that reached the moon, from civil war to civil rights, from struggle to innovation, the story of the United States is, above all, the story of humanity's endless quest for a better tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel to discover more about the world's oldest civilizations, how they began, and the ancient secrets they left behind.